Hey there, and welcome to the Contentment Creator Podcast, the show designed especially for creative entrepreneurs just like you who are committed to a beautiful life that's rooted in courage and contentment, and that's blooming with creativity and prosperity. I'm your host, Ellen Broen, a certified life coach, a singer, a mother, and a lover of alliteration, dogs, and deep conversation. This show is designed to become a part of your daily routine to help you, fellow contentment creator, dig deep to clarify your life vision, catalyze your creative flow, and fuel your entrepreneurial fire in just a few inspiring minutes each day. Each Tuesday, we talk about creativity, and today's episode is all about the 4 types of creativity required for effective leadership. We hear the word creativity, and many of us think of artists, musicians, and writers. But creativity is so much more than making art. It's how we solve problems, build businesses, and lead with vision. The best leaders, whether in business, community, or life, aren't just strategic thinkers. They're creative thinkers. They know how to approach challenges from multiple angles, blend logic with innovation, and navigate uncertainty with courage. Today, we're diving into 4 types of creativity and how we can harness each one to become more creative and courageous leaders. By understanding how creativity works in the brain, we unlock new ways to generate ideas, lead effectively, and take bold action in our businesses. So, let's break it down. According to neuroscience, creativity isn't a single trait. It's a collection of different thinking styles, each rooted in different areas of the brain. Neuropsychologist Arne Dietrich designed a creativity matrix, where if you imagine a 4-square graphic, the x-axis across the top 2 squares include cognitive and emotional, and the y-axis down the side reads deliberate and spontaneous. The intersectionality of these 4 factors creates the 4 types of creativity. Number 1, deliberate and cognitive creativity, aka the strategic innovator. This type of creativity is analytical and structured. It's about working through problems systematically, gathering data, and thinking critically. It's found in the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for planning, logic, and focused thinking. An example of this type of creator is Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb and telegraph, who systematically experimented his way to success. So, how do we use this in leadership? 1, making strategic decisions in your business based on research and data. 2, testing and refining new ideas through structured experimentation. And 3, setting long-term visions and goals with clear action steps. A personal example of practicing this in my business lies in creating content and monitoring performance through data analytics. When the data shows a topic, graphic, or even platform performing optimally, my producer and I take that and apply the information for future content plans. I'll be honest with you, I would say I struggle the most with this level of creative practice as a business owner. My automatic is to want to invest a ton of time and effort into perfecting 1 or 2 methods. And if they don't achieve the desired result, I struggle to continue experimenting without attachment. For anyone else who resists systems, automations, and data, this is the area of business where it may take you years of experimentation to discover or create the systems that work most successfully for you and your business. This is about long game creativity, looking for patterns in performance, experimenting with structures, and being unattached to the results as you pivot and test new variables. Creativity type number 2, deliberate and emotional creativity, aka the intuitive visionary. This creativity is deeply connected to emotions, intuition, and meaning. It lives in our limbic system, the emotional center of the brain, and often arises when we reflect on experiences, personal values, or deeper truths. So, how do we use it in leadership? 1, crafting a mission-driven business that aligns with your purpose. 2, connecting emotionally with your team, clients, or audience. And 3, making intuitive, heart led decisions where logic alone isn't enough. This area of creativity is where the aha moment lives. When you take time to reflect and ask questions of yourself, new learnings and ideas become abundantly clear, which is essential for conscious decision making. Personally, this is where I thrive, since I spend most of my professional life creating these spaces to reflect and ask powerful questions of my clients. And it's become a practiced skill for me inwardly as well. When we take time to slow things down and discern, implementing those insights allows for us to stay connected to our mission, intuition, and values. Third type of creativity is spontaneous and cognitive creativity, aka the innovative problem solver. This type of creativity is subconscious, fluid, and spontaneous. It happens when we have allowed the unconscious mind to do much of the processing for us, so that new sudden clarity comes when it resurfaces in the conscious mind. An example of this is how Isaac Newton thought of gravity when witnessing an apple fall. It's that click into place idea that comes from studying a problem and then leaving it until new clarity comes. This type of creativity is found in the basal ganglia, where dopamine is stored and which is responsible for memory, language, and rapid idea generation. So, how do we use it in leadership? 1, thinking on your feet and adapting to unexpected challenges. 2, connecting ideas from different fields to create something new. And 3, finding creative solutions by stepping away to process instead of overthinking. This type of creativity is why it's so important to practice CEO care and to enjoy life outside of work. Many of my best ideas have come to me while I'm zoning out during a long drive, hanging out with my family, or even when I'm dozing off to sleep. My grandfather used to joke that one of the reasons he was successful in business was he mastered the art of the nap. Got a problem to solve? Take a nap, he would say. He harnessed the power of his unconscious mind by letting the question rest and then coming back to it with fresh eyes, ready to improvise. Fourth kind of creativity is spontaneous and emotional creativity, aka the free thinker. This creativity is immersed, expressive, and uninhibited. It's when you lose yourself in the process and create in flow. It's centered in the amygdala, which is associated with risk taking, flow states, and deep intuition. So, how do we use it in leadership? 1, letting go and embracing experimentation in the moment. 2, creating space for play and innovation in your business. And 3, encouraging a culture where failure is part of the process. This type of creativity is more along the lines of what we stereotypically associate with being creative, since it's about getting into a flow state while playing and creating. A funny story about this example is that, no joke, as I was writing this exact episode, I completely lost track of time and showed up late to a mentorship call with my coach. When we find activities in business that bring us into flow, harness that awareness. That points to a zone of genius for you, as we explored in last week's episode in great depth. Now, how do we integrate all 4 types of creativity into our leadership? Leadership thrives best when we consciously develop all 4 types of creativity and know when to tap into each one. So start by asking yourself, am I over relying on one type of creativity? For example, am I only focusing on strategy but not intuition? Where do I need to expand? Do I need to trust my instincts more? Create more space for free thinking? How can I blend these creative styles into my daily work? A great leader isn't just strategic or intuitive. They're both. They balance structure with flow, data with vision, and planning with presence. This week, I invite you to choose one type of creativity to develop more intentionally. Need more deliberate cognitive creativity? Take time for structured goal setting. Feel free to revisit last week's episode for guided goal setting exercise to support you. Want to tap into deliberate emotional creativity? Take time to reflect on the deeper mission behind your work. Need more spontaneous cognitive creativity? Try planting the seed of a question for yourself and then adding some extra visionary or CEO space to your calendar to unplug and allow a new idea to emerge. Want to access spontaneous emotional creativity? See what happens when you create for the joy of it, without attachment to outcomes. By integrating all 4 types of creativity, leading from a place of both strategy and spontaneity, structure and intuition, you'll become a more adaptive, visionary, and courageous leader. Thanks for being with me here today. Tune in tomorrow to discover what's at the heart of selling an idea versus enrolling someone in a vision. If you enjoyed today's episode, please show your support by leaving reviews and comments. It would truly mean the world to me to hear from you. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss a day and join me in my mission to help a world full of content creators become a world of contentment creators.